Ross, I was actually, I've got to say, quite shocked when I saw that this story had taken off in such a strong way on the weekend. And I don't know if all of our viewers have heard about it tonight. Peanut the squirrel. This has been massive, especially in New York, on the weekend before the election. So basically, the police have come in and killed a man's two pets, a squirrel and a raccoon. It just so happened that I understand the squirrel was a social media star. I mean, this sounds weird, but it's been such a big story. And Ross, it's resonated across America because it's an example of government overreach, of government control, while there's a sense that actual criminals are getting off scot-free or a protected species.
Yeah, so it actually gets mixed up with the migration message. That's the funny thing about dear old Peanut the squirrel and Fred the raccoon as the other one as well. And so the New York Post sort of highlighted this and basically made the observation that really people have raided this person's house. You're right about Peanut being a bit of an internet sensation. So either somebody's got jealous or somebody says that the squirrel hasn't been kept in the right sort of environment or whatever it might be. So they've actually taken these pets away, euthanized the pets, but then now even JD Vance has called this out, has said that Trump's not happy about this. But it really sort of almost resonates about the fact that, under the Democrats, many Americans believe that the country is overgoverned. And you mentioned earlier on in your editorial about, Australians feeling that same way, that they are overgoverned. And so this really has almost become a little emblematic in the way in which Americans do feel in this election. And also, say, for example, we're going there later on today to go and see the famous Roosevelt Hotel, one of the most famous hotels in America, which has now become a migration centre. So people remember that many people coming to America for the first time would have gone through Ellis Island. Well, this is the new Ellis Island, one of the traditionally flashest hotels in New York City, is now basically a migrant centre for people who have come illegally into this country and gravitated towards New York City. So that, again, has become a bit of a flashpoint in this election.
Yeah, no, it's fascinating. And just to add to that, Elon Musk is speaking about this, and it's such a big issue, this Peanut the squirrel, that the Wall Street Journal even did an editorial on it. Ross, just quickly before you go, you went to Trump Tower today. You've been to pre-polling booths today, I should say yesterday, your time. Tell us how you're finding voter sentiment on the ground, keeping in mind, of course, as you say, that New York is a Democrat state.
Yeah, well, we were at the marathon, we've been at Trump Towers, and of course there you'll see a lot of visitors. So you do get sort of a glimpse of what's happening around the country. The one interesting thing about this election is the pre-polling. Now, at the previous election, 2020 election, 64% of people in America pre-polled. So in other words, almost 100 million votes out of the 158 million votes that were cast were pre-polled. And the interesting part about it is in the previous election, they broadly swung to the Democrats. But this time around, in surveys that have been done, it suggests that in 26 of the states where there has been pre-polling monitored, that 12 have gone towards the Republicans, 14 have gone towards the Democrats. And so it really, again, shows the call from both Kamala Harris and Donald Trump for people to get out and pre-poll has resonated there. And certainly on the streets, the people that we've spoken to have done so in their droves.